Hey everyone, I'm Ananda, the Galactic Mystic, and this is Navigational Astrology, where we are navigating the leading edge of consciousness. Let's talk about Sun square Pluto transit, both when it's happening in the sky for all of us and when it's a transit to our natal chart. So when the Sun and Pluto are contacting each other with a square, this is a difficult energy to ignore. And like everything in life and astrology, the way that we experience this energy depends a lot on how willing we are to surrender to what Pluto is asking us to see. So this is true whether the sun is squaring Pluto in the sky or if it's a natal transit. So the sun is the personality filter that our soul is shining itself through in this life. It shows how our ego responds to the set of life experiences and karmic balancing that we are doing in this life. It's our identity, our very self, our life essence. It's the center of our psyche. And if our life is too divergent or off base from the basic energy of our natal sun, our life can feel really drab and empty and utterly unfulfilling. Pluto is the lord of the underworld. He's the god of death, the god of hell, and most of us are afraid of him even when we understand the gifts that he has to offer. He represents power and transformation. He's intensity, death and rebirth, destruction, and the fertile ground that's left behind after the fires rage through the forest. He's that destruction, but he also holds that seed of new life and fertility. He is the dark waters. We cannot even see an inch beneath Pluto's waters. We can't see anything under there, nothing. And that kind of depth is utterly frightening, particularly when it's hidden depth. I mean, is it monsters under there? Is it ancient ruins? Is it treasure? All the above. So whenever Pluto is interacting with us in any kind of hard aspect, whether it be a conjunction, a square, or an opposition, this is a time of reckoning. This is an initiation into a potential next level of truth and power. And when the sun is involved, it's our identity, our basic life force that is up for initiation, up to the next level of awareness and truth and power. And it makes us face the things that our brains and our consciousness has kind of compartmentalized for us and hidden. You know, our brains are amazing. We can block out entire experiences that are traumatic and have no recollection of them. Yet usually these hidden traumas or these secrets or these things that we can't see or don't want to see, they tend to come up through Plutonian triggers when we are ready to face them. Doesn't mean it's easy, but we're usually at a place in our personal evolution and in our growth where we can do it, we can handle it. But until Pluto reveals this to us, we can stay in a cycle of cognitive dissonance and blissful ignorance that we're really not even aware of. We have no clue sometimes. Sometimes we do. Usually we have some kind of clue, but sometimes we don't. Sometimes it's totally out of left field. We can repeat toxic patterns that keep us like circling in our own hellish misery without even realizing that's what we're doing. Until Pluto parts those waters and allows the thing. Have you seen that movie, The Thing? It's a classic. Anyway, allows something unforeseen to be revealed. This is when the unconscious becomes conscious. So when the Sun and Pluto are in this square transit, the initiation involves our very essence. We may be faced with issues we don't want to see in ourselves or things we don't want to see in others. Underlying situations and hidden aspects of things can be revealed. Secrets are revealed, as well as the utter the things we do, the gymnastics that we do to keep things hidden. And sometimes we don't realize we're doing that either. We don't realize the thing that's hidden, and we don't realize what we do to keep it hidden. But Pluto knows. So when we approach something like a Sun-Pluto square with conscious awareness, often it begins by a feeling of something's bubbling, something's coming, something needs to be healed. You can feel it coming up. And then we seek counsel, we get therapy, we, seek healing, we seek rectification of the thing. We approach it, we put it on project status. We approach it actively and willingly. We choose to face it, not to hide it or hide from it anymore. So when we look these disturbing truths, whatever they are, in the eye and wrestle with them as required, it is, of course, uncomfortable, yet it is utterly rewarding in ways I can't even fully describe to you. When we choose the other path, the not so conscious path, when we're faced with a Plutonian initiation. On this path, we choose to ignore it. We attempt to push it back under the water, and we tend to enter a next level of discomfort in our illusion of self. And a lot of times when people choose this path, they tend to embody the wound or re-up on the thing, on the wound, whatever it is. And this is how cycles of abuse continue. We lash out at others so that they will feel the pain that we refuse to heal. This is manipulation, toxic power struggles, and projecting what we fear onto others, even though it's us that's blinding, being blind to it. Or we can be the recipient of that from someone else. Either path we choose, we can encounter tyrannical, dark, and difficult sides of ourselves and others. And there is a tendency for us to be relieved of people, things, and situations that are no longer good for us or healthy or appropriate for our path ahead. Things that are old and worn out, even if we still want to hold on to them, are really attached, will sometimes be just taken away. And it is for our own good. Doesn't mean we like it. So when this Sun square Pluto transit is happening in the sky for everyone, it lasts about a week or so, and it occurs twice a year, every 6 months. When the Sun is transiting your natal Pluto, it's about the same. This happens for about a week, it lasts about a week, and it will happen twice a year, once every 6 months. Now, these two transits are often not as powerful or potent as the next one I'm going to tell you about. However, a lot of times the things that come up during these periods of time tend to be longer term issues, things that they're coming up. We may not know what to do with them during that time. We may not have time to really handle it during the transit, but sometimes things can really just come up. So if Pluto, though, is transiting your natal sun, this one lasts for much, much longer, about a couple years, because Pluto is very slow moving. And so when whatever he is contacting in our natal charts, he's making sure the job is done before he moves on. So if Pluto is squaring your sun, this is a real bona fide initiation for you. And it's always best that we approach Pluto with willingness and surrender. However, not weak surrender, because Pluto isn't about overpowering us or being like this power over us. Pluto wants us to be our own sovereign power. So he will bring us to our knees if we resist him, but that's only because he needs that surrender and soul nakedness. Just, you can't hide it anymore. Nothing to hide. So this will either utterly exhaust you or completely empower and enlighten you, quite possibly both. However this goes down, whatever we are afraid to see will come a-knocking. Hard truths about our marriages, our families, our addictions, our power struggles, the things that we do to others, all that stuff that we don't want to see. What do we not want to see? What are those truths we just are so scared about? This is about whatever is standing between us and a more fulfilling, healthy power balance in our identity and life force. These things get revealed to be healed. And then we have a much healthier source of energy for our natal suns. It's very, very, very powerful. If you are experiencing this transit and you are interested in doing some of this deep work, hit me up for a Pluto reading. I'll put my link in the box below, the description box. And even if you're not experiencing the 2-year transit, we all spend about 4 weeks every year under this type of energy, just as the sun is moving in the sky, interacting with Pluto and interacting with our own natal Pluto. So it's a good transit to make friends with. All right. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Come back every day for dailies, and I will see you soon.